Hello, dear viewers. You're watching Branding Bangladesh show. Branding Bangladesh is a kind of show where we talk about Bangladesh's development in different sectors. Bangladesh is emerging so quickly. We talk about it and especially talk about the bilateral issues between the countries. So you're watching Branding Bangladesh, and today we are talking to Ambassador of Brazil, Mr. João Tabajara de Oliveira Jr. It's a Portuguese name. So we are talking to the Ambassador of Brazil. Hello, Ambassador. How are you doing?
Very well. I'm very pleased and thankful to be here in this important channel. And,
So very welcome to Branding Bangladesh show. As I told you, that Branding Bangladesh is a kind of show. You talk about Branding Bangladesh first and then our bilateral issues, Brazil and Bangladesh relations. So first of all, let me ask you, we talk about Bangladesh's development. So how do you see Bangladesh's development?
For the last 10 years, the developments are huge, enormous. The progress is developing in a very robust and also fast way. The development, the GDP has been growing 6% annually for the last 20 years, 10, 20 years. So I have admire very much all the work that it has been done by government and private sector here in Bangladesh.
Excellent.
In terms of development and everything.
Excellent. So if I ask you that, when did you arrive here in Dhaka? I mean, when did you join in Dhaka?
I arrived in August 2017, and I was really impressed when I arrived. Dhaka, it's a nice city, beautiful spaces, trees, lakes, and also the warmth with what I was received here. I won't forget never in my life, because being a diplomat and having lived in many different countries and continents, I was never so much welcome as I was here in Bangladesh. So I almost feel at home here.
Excellent. That's pleasure. Actually, before Bangladesh, which other countries you have served?
I served in Brussels. I've served in Prague. I served then in Paris, Kuala Lumpur, Angola, and now here.
Oh, so many countries.
Many countries.
Excellent, excellent. Your diplomatic career is much wider, I'm sure. So, you know, economic diplomacy is one of the very important diplomacy. So if you would talk about the trade relations and economic relations between Brazil and Bangladesh in particular.
Yes, when I arrived here, in the first 2-3 months, I had a notion of what I had to work here. And I've seen that since we reopened our embassy like 10 or 12 years ago, nothing had been done in terms of trade promotion and other areas of the bilateral relations. So I designed a program to expand our relations and give a new dimension, including cultural, economic, commercial, cooperation. I still have a lot of ideas of what to do in cooperation. So there are many areas that were never explored.
True.
And I thank, because this gives me a lot of good feelings to work for the first time. And Bangladeshis are responding so well to my ideas, sometimes crazy ideas.
We have a great unity with Brazil and Bangladesh, because you know, sports is very popular. And Bangladesh is a country, is a sports-loving nation, Bangladesh. And they love very much Brazil.
It's
so
true.
I would like to ask you, Ambassador, about the sports. I mean, about how your nation like sports.
Yes, like Bangladesh, Brazil also loves sports. So when I went through the World Cup here, I was impressed. I think I saw more Brazilian flags here than in Brazil.
True.
And so much supporters. I went to see one of the Brazilians match during the World Cup in what I say it's my district. Narayanganj.
Mm.
I was received there as if I was, I don't know, a Pele. I felt like Pele. There were millions of yellow jersey shirts, and people wanted to hold me, and we saw the match. We spent the whole day. This was an experience also unforgettable.
Awesome. We all love Brazil very much, especially the Brazilian team we love very much. You know.
I saw this in the flesh.
Yeah, so true. And we have a great unity between Brazil and Bangladesh. Especially culture, we know that culture is a huge bond. So if you could say something about the cultural exchange program. I mean, do you have any plan or something?
Yes. Another thing that I verified as soon as I arrived is that Brazil has a little knowledge about Bangladesh. And also Bangladesh, in spite of liking the Brazil football, also. So what I'm trying to do since I arrived is to show more Bangladesh in Brazil, and vice versa, and show more Brazil here.
Correct.
So in April last year, I organized a Brazilian week with the support of a hotel here, and we brought 2 chefs from Brazil, and to show Brazilian food. Then I brought also a wonderful singer from Brazil with 3 musicians, and they made also some presentations with Brazilian music, from all types of Brazilian music. It's very diverse, the rhythms, the regions,
Fabulous. So with this note, Ambassador, let's take a short break. Dear viewers, let's take a short break. Coming back soon. Stay with us. Dear viewers, again we welcome you to watch Branding Bangladesh. We are talking to the Ambassador Brazil. Yes, Ambassador, we are talking about cultural exchange. So cultural exchange, we know that Bangladesh and Brazil, we have so many things are similar. And Bangladesh is a country, a sports-loving nation, and your country is also a sports-loving nation. So do you have any plan to organize a grand cultural exchange program with Bangladesh and Brazil?
Yes, I want to, in many areas of culture. I'm trying also to do a Brazilian film every month.
That's great.
Yes, to show a little bit about Brazilian reality here.
Absolutely, yeah.
That many Bengalis will identify with some things from Brazil.
If you give some subtitle, with
subtitles.
Portuguese,
then I want to show cinema. I want to bring Brazilian painters and.
Awesome! That's great. Yeah.
And also send the wonderful painters and artists you have
from
here
Bangladesh
to Brazil, to be known in Brazil. Yes.
Fantastic.
So I'm trying to work with people in Brazil who can do these things. Bring and take, so that we can get to know better. And the way Bengalis deals with colors, this is one of the things that impressed me most here. It's the colors. How colorful is Bangladesh, how they work very well, the artists. So I really fell in love with Bangladesh.
If you could tell something about the tourism also pretty much important for a bonding, If you talk about trade or investment, then tourism is also key things. And Bangladesh is a country, you might know that we have largest sea beach, Cox's Bazar, and we have Kuakata, another sea beach. And again, we have largest forest, mangrove forest, Sundarban. So many beautiful places we have in Bangladesh, as well in Brazil. So how can you do tourism cooperation? If you could.
I don't know, maybe if I manage to bring a big Brazilian TV here, so they can make a documentary.
Excellent.
1 hour.
Marvelous.
Of what Bangladesh has to offer.
As you know that our talk show name is Branding Bangladesh.
Exactly.
So you can help out.
Yes, and show in Brazil, because when everything you show in Brazil, people get interested and they love to travel.
Excellent.
So I would love for Brazilian tourists start to come here, because there are so much things to explore. no, Sonderborn, the hills, everywhere, Bazar, as you said.
Yeah.
And Sylhet, it's
so true.
so beautiful. And many other areas that I have not been yet.
So true.
But I have this project. So I'm in contact with some Brazilian TVs to see if they can come here and
absolutely
and show, because if they do this in Brazil, it will be the first time. So they will have the lead. The TV who does this will have the lead in promoting and showing.
So true.
Different country, different culture, vibrant. I'm very keen in doing this. And also maybe, why not a TV from Bangladesh goes to Brazil?
Yes, we can do that.
No?
Even Mytv can go to Brazil and can make a big documentary over there as well.
You are invited then.
Yes, yes.
Because, yes, it's a way of bonding. And for instance, I was at there was a Bengali who was in Brazil for work, for meetings, but he stayed a little longer, and he wrote a book taking pictures of places he visited in Brazil. And this is very interesting because in this book, he says we have the impressions of a Bengali in Brazil. Yeah. This is very important to know how a Bengali react to what they see in Brazil.
Important. So important.
For instance, this year I took some friends from Dhaka.
True.
Around 4 or 5 couples.
Yes.
And we went to Carnival in Rio, and we went to São Paulo.
We heard the name Rio. There is big.
Yes. And between São Paulo and Rio, we took them to a small city. It used to be the port of the King of Portugal during the colony. It's a Baroque, beautiful city, little port, and with wonderful beaches, islands, and and every time I was so glad that I could see in their eyes the satisfaction of knowing something that they never imagined it could exist. Because Brazil is a beautiful country, and also, like Bangladesh, it's a welcoming country. Everybody is welcome there.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. So with this note, let's take a short break. Dear viewers, let's take a short break. Coming back soon. Stay with us. Dear viewers, you are watching Branding Bangladesh show. Again, we welcome you to watch Branding Bangladesh. Yes, Ambassador, we are talking about tourism. There are, as you told, that so much happening in Bangladesh, and development, recent few years, the development is happening so quicker that Bangladesh is in South Asia called fastest development country in the world.
Yes.
And in the world is called 3rd fastest developing country, growing country. So much of happening in Bangladesh. And also Brazil can invest here in Bangladesh as well, because Bangladeshis are now open to provide all kinds of facilities to foreign investor. So do you have any plan to invite your investment, from your people?
Yes, of course. This is a very important part of my project here.
Yeah.
And but one thing I suggested to the authorities here is to organize a trade mission to Brazil. A mission that will be led by a minister, let's say, businessman.
Okay.
And in many centers where in Brazil where there are many industries and economic companies there, and show what Bangladesh is becoming.
Oh, that's great.
The opportunities for investments, the difference it makes investing here, all the advantages that Bangladesh gives, promoting Bangladesh branding.
Yes, yes.
And promoting as a great place to invest. And also another part speaking about trade. How can we develop more trade between ourselves?
Do you have any bilateral trade, Brazil, Bangladesh, Chamber of Commerce and Industries? No.
There is, since I arrived, I have been talking to many companies and businessmen, and some took the lead and started creating a Bangladesh-Brazil Chamber of Commerce.
Excellent.
It's still
It's a good idea.
on its way of being created. And the idea I had is that as soon as the chamber was created, that the chamber will organize this trade mission to
I
Brazil.
could be helped because I'm broadly working on branding Bangladesh issues, so I could be a help in, you know, establishing Brazil-Bangladesh relations as well.
Fantastic.
If you want. Yeah.
No, more hands,
Thank you.
more job is done.
Thank you,
So I
Ambassador.
believe that Bangladesh has to organize something and show Bangladesh to specialized public
Absolutely.
companies. Like at
Absolutely.
the Federation, could organize the Federation of Industries in Sao Paulo. They have thousands of companies. So, for instance, there could be many Brazilian companies who don't know that they can import clothes,
True.
garments
Yes,
from
yes.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And the advantages, because I was looking at some figures of trade, and I figured that Brazil imports from the world around $5 to $6 billion in garments.
Huge.
Why not from
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh?
Obviously.
Because nobody went to Brazil and say Bangladesh is doing this, is doing
So
that.
true. We need
Look
more and more
here,
branding.
Pop. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I believe that this mission can
Excellent.
make a big difference, and
Thank you, Ambassador.
because we import $5 to $6 billion in garments, and here it's the quality, everything is in modern, and the work is so well done here. I believe that they have many advantages, and is also good prices, and so I believe in this mission can help increase a lot.
Excellent.
First, to put the Bangladesh in the map of Brazilian investors and companies, so that they can get interest in Bangladesh.
sure-
And okay, let's exploit this new
I'm sure under
market.
your able leadership, we can strengthen our relationship more and more and take to the
Exactly.
newer heights for sure.
Exactly. There are
True.
people, oh, Bangladesh, so let's also make a chamber so that both can work
Yeah.
together, and they will
Yeah.
eliminate all obstacles to commerce and have a direct trade between our countries
Excellent,
and
Ambassador.
investments and everything.
Wonderful, Ambassador. This talk definitely helped our people of Bangladesh to get to know lots of information about trade and investment. And I'm sure these two friendly countries can get to know a lot of it. And I'm sure we can take this forward under your leadership for sure. Ambassador, after your coming, one finest question I ask you to almost all the guests. That is, what impressed you a lot here in Bangladesh?
First, that it's the cultural, the Bengali culture.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
so strong,
Thank you.
and how you people maintain this 1,000 years tradition,
Yeah.
and with such a spirit. The spirit is something that impressed me too also.
Thank you so
the spirit
much.
of the Bengali people, how they react to the world with passion and everything.
Yeah.
Music, poetry, arts,
true.
everything. This is very important for Bangladesh. That's why it's a very special country and people, because they adore art in all its forms, and the way they relate to people. This is another thing that really makes me passionate about Bengalis.
Thank you so very much. It means a lot, Ambassador.
Thank you.
So last but not least, Ambassador, do you have any kind of message being an ambassador of Brazil, our loving country? Do you have any message for the people of Bangladesh?
We get to know each other better. We have to develop new bonds so that we can help each other
True.
in the
Absolutely.
development of our countries, and we can prosper with many things we can exchange. There are things in Brazil that we need from Bangladesh, and Bangladesh needs from Brazil, so let's make ties
He was
stronger,
born, yes.
and in many different areas, like also education,
Yeah,
exchange, students.
Exchange, yes, yes.
In Brazil, many new technologies and techniques
Yes.
are being developed through research in universities. So I would love to have to start a work
ICT
between
could be-
universities.
ICT could be area of, huge cooperation between Brazil and Bangladesh, information and communication technology, because
Also, this
we live in a digital world.
Yes, and Brazil has been doing. Brazilian companies are doing a lot in this area, so we can
Yeah.
exchange and develop technology and research together. For instance,
Excellent.
biotechnology. It's
True,
thing
true.
of the future that
Yes,
our universities. So I want also to make links between universities,
that will be great. That'll be
private sector, other areas of government,
great. Yeah.
cooperation in agriculture, livestock, many things we can exchange.
Ambassador, we get to know a lot about our relationship, our exchange, and a lot of. So, do you have any kind of message for Mytv? How do you feel here in this station coming here?
For me, it was also a wonderful surprise to be here because, as I was told, it's a worldwide,
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world you can have Mytv.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad that it took me so long to come here and discover
Thank you. So much. Finally, you
So
have managed
from
to come.
now on, I'm going to bother you a lot, demand
you.
you a lot, so
Thank
that we
you.
can work together
Thank you. Thank
and
you so
develop
much.
our relations
you
and
so much.
improve.
Thank you so much. You're always
Development.
humble, always kind. Whenever I invited you, you said, "Yes, Masood, I love to come." The other day. Thank you so much, Ambassador. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Dear viewers, you have watched Branding Bangladesh. We again welcome you to watch our next show. Thank you so much.